And we are going to be speaking to returning UNC candidate for Chaguanas East, Miss Vandana Mohit. Pleasant good evening and welcome. She's no stranger to the program. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening to you, Mikey. And of course, you said I'm no stranger to this program. Thank you once again for having me.
Always a pleasure. And first of all, let me congratulate you on once again being chosen to represent the good people of Chaguanas East. And as you said it in such a humbling manner, it is always about service to the people. What does it mean to you at this point in time? I mean, many people looking on. I know the PNM is doing a lot of work in Chaguanas East, but you have stuck to the core issues, the core problems of Chaguanas East. And I mean, you're even talking out and addressing the issue of extortion and what have you. What does it mean to you, and what, laying it out, of course, all that is coming at you, are you prepared?
Well, first of all, let me say that I'm eternally grateful to be selected once again to represent the constituency of Chaguanas East. It is my pleasure. As you know, I live in the constituency of Chaguanas East, so I represent here with a lot of passion. Now, you have mentioned that you know the PNM is doing a lot of work in Chaguanas East. I just want to remind you that I have done a lot of work in Chaguanas East, and I am also doing a lot of work in the constituency of Chaguanas East. It means a lot to me, Mikey. You would know that I have worked in Chaguanas East all my life. And, you know, I have a connection with my people, not the people, my people. And we basically work together in every way possible and everything to ensure that our communities are served at best. Now, I am speaking out on matters affecting my constituency. This has always been the case. This will continue to be the situation here, because as soon as something happens in Chaguanas East, my people do not hesitate to inform me and to ask for my intervention. And I have to represent them in the best way possible, because representing my people of Chaguanas East is not just fixing their issues, it's fixing an issue for me as well, because of course I live here. And it has always been my goal to live, work, and grow in the constituency of Chaguanas East and in the borough of Chaguanas. And I think I'm doing that fine thus far. But with a little more resources, I'll be able to do much more. Hence the reason why I, filed my nomination papers, screened again, and once again I'm the candidate, because I want that opportunity to be in government with the UNC to ensure that we can serve the people and continue to be a people-centered party.
Yeah. When you interact with the people, of course, is there a level of understanding that, listen, Ms. Mohit, we know that if you had the resources, you would do more, you would implement this, you would put this in place? Because many times, especially on the campaign trail, there are people who will seem to forget about the sacrifices that you have made for them and stood in the gap for them, and just run off wherever the little political pixie dust is and say, you know what, this new shiny thing is good. But when you interact, do they have that understanding that once you are there and the UNC's in government, you can do so much more and willing to do so much more?
Well, I am proud to say that I know the people of Chaguanas East, and I'm proud to also say that Chaguanas East residents are very much so involved in their representation. They are aware of what their councillors are to do. They are aware of what their MP is supposed to do. And one thing about the constituents of Chaguanas East, I can say to you, is that they are very appreciative of the fact that they receive information. Now, if you just leave people without information and they are unaware of your sacrifices, they are unaware of your attempts, then you are leaving them in the dark. But despite the fact of me being in opposition for the last 4 years, one thing I have not hesitated to do is share that of information with my constituents and to inform them that, yes, I am trying. But one of the greatest things, and I can share this with you, I have had the opportunity of doing in the constituency of Chaguanas East is getting that of results for my constituents. And people are appreciative of that. So I don't think they will forget because they are involved in their representation. They have expressed appreciation to me for at least sharing information, making them aware, making them, understand processes and so on. And they are pleased with that. But of course, you have to ensure that you get resources. And I want to thank the business community for continuously assisting me when the government agencies would have failed to do so. They have bailed me out of many challenges in this constituency of Chaguanas East. And at every forum where I have an opportunity, I will thank the business community of Chaguanas East. My opponent is actually a former member of the business community in the borough of Chaguanas, not Chaguanas East. But he's friends with quite a few business people, yes. But the fact of the matter remains that I am well connected with the business community, and the business community support me despite what. So we have that rapport, we have that relationship of working together. Not just the business community. Additionally, I want to mention to you that all NGOs, all religious leaders, I'm proud to say that we work hand in hand to not just relieve people of issues, but to put in place programs in the constituency of Chaguanas East to ensure that we reach the right people who are in need of assistance, who are in need of transformation, who are in need of empowerment. And we are working hand in hand to work with those people individually. So I am so happy to report to you today that, I have been working with everyone in the constituency of Chaguanas East. Not just doing a walkabout, touching house to house, but all organizations. And, they have that rapport with me. And this is why I believe that, now is not the time to end the representation. Now is the time to continue the representation because these people look forward to much more. And I believe if I stay there on an already built relationship, we can continue this and do much more for the community, in the community that we live in.
Well said. And let me ask you, when you look at all that is taking place, what is going to be that message, or what do you believe that message should be, not just for Chaguanas East, but for all of Trinidad and Tobago, getting ready and preparing it for the next general election?
Of course, the message going into this general election is for people to vote on what is affecting them. This entire country is feeling the brunt of the failures of this government, the incompetence of this government, and it is touching the poor and vulnerable the most. Our middle class, our upper class, everyone in this country is feeling it. And people must understand that crime is affecting them. Bad roads affecting them. Food prices are affecting them. Fuel prices are affecting them. So I do not want people to forget what's affecting them, and that's the message in this next general election, which we are basically in already. So remember what's affecting you. Do not vote based on party politics. Vote based on who have the best policies. And in my humble view, in terms of manifesto, in terms of what we are going to do, the UNC is doing this the best right now, putting forward to the citizens of this country what we are going to do to improve their lives. For time and time again, we have sat in this country and we have not seen proper plans presented by the PNM, but yet still they win an election. And this time around, we can't afford for that to happen. So we must be very clear to let citizens know that you cannot take another 5 years of what is happening in your country and to your children, to your families, to your friends, everywhere, to your workplaces. You cannot take another 5 years of that.
So true. And finally, I want to say, if this question, two-part question. Who is Vandana Mohit, and how does one get involved in her campaign?
Vandana Mohit is a community-oriented individual. a family-oriented individual, a kind, humble individual, welcoming individual, and ready to serve. Well, not ready to serve, ready to continue to serve. And how you can get involved in my campaign, just hit me up, 467-5486. A phone call or WhatsApp. I have a very big team in the constituency of Chaguanas East. Each community is involved, and in terms of my campaign, lots of people are calling me. They are so happy to see that I was selected to represent them once again. So persons can feel free to reach out to me and get involved in my campaign. We start to work very soon. We are already in the communities. We have been doing walkabouts, but now is the time for me to put on my UNC branded t-shirt and head out there with my troops. So call me, message me, and come on board. That's all I can say to you. We have a family here in Chaguanas East, so once you enter, respect, love, care, and that's it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mohit. Please go brave and go with victory.
Yes, thank you so much, Mikey.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.